Welcome to the Woke Conservative Podcast, where we are woke to the social injustices and rampant racism of the left. I'm your host, Woke Conservative, and this is the Constitution series, where we will examine the Constitution from start to finish. Today we will finish up the Bill of Rights by looking at Amendments 6 through 10. If you have not listened to the previous episodes, I suggest you do so first, and I will provide a link in the description so you can. The Sixth Amendment. In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury of the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed, which district shall have been previously ascertained by law, and to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation, to be confronted with the witnesses against him, and have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in the favor, and to have the assistance of counsel for his defense. So what does this all mean? Well, the Sixth Amendment is the crux of our legal system. It provides us with basic rights if we should find ourselves being a defendant in a court case. The right to a speedy trial ensures that someone is not imprisoned indefinitely, and a public trial ensures the defendant that judicial system will not cheat them by doing shady stuff, out of the eye of other people. The right to know what you are accused of helps the defendant build his case, because without it, how could you really build a case? The right to confront your accusers, which makes it that in most cases a testimony taken outside of the courtroom does not apply, that the person has to be there in court. There are exceptions to this, but in most cases they have to be there. Some of the exceptions would be a child who would most likely be interviewed in the judge's chambers. Also, in the case of an expert who may not be able to be there, but still they would be under oath. And the right to a defense, even if you can't afford it. And also to be able to build your own witness list and your defense. So you have the right, no matter how poor you are, to a defense counsel. The Seventh Amendment. In suits at common law where the value in controversy shall exceed $20, the right of trial by jury shall be preserved, and no fact tried by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of the common law. I love that it says not to exceed $20. I think that really shows you the time. But the Seventh Amendment continues from the Sixth Amendment to now talk about common law. And so the Seventh extends the right to a jury to federal cases, such as car accidents, disputes between companies, and more. The Eighth Amendment. Excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishment inflicted. The Eighth Amendment focuses now on three different areas. The first being bail. It states that bail cannot be of an astronomical amount, that only the rich could possibly pay it. Though it should be noted that the Supreme Court has stated that there are certain circumstances where bail is not allowed, and that is when the defendant would prove to be a flight risk or poses danger to himself or the community. The purpose of the bail is several-fold. The first being it allows for a defendant not to be punished with jail time before they're found guilty, and plays into innocent until proven guilty. Also, it allows for the defendant to build his defense and talk to their attorney in a much easier fashion, as opposed to doing it in a jail. So this is not the first time that we've seen the protection against cruel and unusual punishment, which originally meant that you would not be burned at the stake, crucified, and or tortured. At the time, those were three big forms of punishment. But over the years, the Supreme Court has deemed other forms of punishment that are grossly disproportionate to the crime. Also, this has been used in civil courts as well, mainly in reference to jails and inmates being treated poorly or unsanitary conditions. The Ninth Amendment. The enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage other retained by the people. The ninth is sort of a clause that states that the rights of the people may not just be limited to what is set in the Constitution. It was added in as a compromise because most of the state reps would not ratify without a specific list of rights, aka the Bill of Rights, as opposed to the framers of the Constitution who were going to only add a Declaration of Fundamental Rights and opposed a Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights is a compromise by the framers, but basically it's just stating that there are other rights that people have that are not just mentioned in the Constitution. The 10th Amendment. The power is not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively, or to the people. The 10th Amendment is pretty straightforward in stating that powers not mentioned in the Constitution fall to the state or the people. Later, the Supreme Court found this to mean local law enforcement, marriage, divorce, adoption, and commerce within the state borders. That is the end of the Bill of Rights and the first 10 amendments. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this, please think about sharing it. I don't use any of the big tech companies to help grow this, so any help would be most appreciated. Thank you and have a great day.